Hey y'all, it's Voluptuously Skinny with my post-op week 139 and 140 update. I've been posting videos kind of consistently late, and so it doesn't seem like I'm off, but I am off by 2 weeks. So I'm going to report on both weeks, week 139 and 140. So week 139, well, let me start with my stats. So I had my surgery on 9/16/2015, so that's almost 3 years ago. And at that time I weighed, well, prior to surgery I weighed 370, and at the time of surgery I weighed 330 pounds. So I had my surgery, and I am currently now, well, week 139, I was down, I wrote this all down today. I was down 2.2 pounds, and so I was 150.2. And that's because, y'all, this video is going to be a couple of confessions. I have not been eating well, and it's not because I haven't been eating. I have been eating, but I haven't been eating the right things to fuel my body and to help my body recover from runs. And so, I've been going down in weight, but I'll tell you what that means in a little bit here. So my protein for that week was only an average of 54 grams per day. My carbs were up actually to 355 grams per day. Calories on average was 2,652, and for my that was total, and then for my net they were about 1,550. So you can see that the calories were there, but the protein was not, and I was still going down in weight. So this week, same thing pretty much. My calories on average were 2,000 or 2,500 for my total on average, and then 1,170 on average for my net. So that was down from last week, certainly. And but my protein is up. It was 106 grams per day, and my carbs were down to 280. So that was very helpful. However, this week, and I'm only a day off from this video from this week, so yesterday was Wednesday, which is my official weigh-in day. This week I am down to 146.2. So that's down another 4 pounds. So in the last 2 weeks, I'm down 6.2 pounds. Not good by any means. So I'm constantly drinking water, and I've started on my protein shakes again. I've been drinking my protein shakes every day for a couple of weeks now. And so, sorry about the lighting. I'm outside. I came out today. I'm dressed up. I came out, and I haven't even got out of my car yet. I just dropped Dion off, and I decided I was going to come to Old Navy, but I've just been sitting in the car. I haven't even got out of the car yet. So I'm just watching people. And I know they looking at me like I'm crazy, but maybe I am a little bit. But anyway, I don't know if I'm going to go in or not, but I might go in. So, but anyway, y'all, back to, I am down a total of 6.2 pounds. So, and I have not lost that kind of weight, gotten rid of that kind of weight since I was, really trying to lose weight. So I'm below my goal of 150 to 155, which is not really good at all, because my goal was set at 150 to 155 because of the fact that I was gaining muscle, and the nutritionist said that I was going to gain between 5 to 8 more pounds. Well, at the nutritionist visit that I went to last week, it did not go as well as what I would have hoped it would have gone, because unfortunately I was down 2 pounds in total. And this is the funny thing. you're down 2 pounds and you just think that it's fat. But I'm so glad that I'm going to the nutritionist, because I understand exactly what I'm losing. And so that this is just kind of an example to you guys of why you should go to your nutritionist regularly, even now at almost 3 years out, because I was down a pound and something of muscle, pound plus in muscle. I was up 0.2 pounds in fat, and which made my body fat percentage go up. And I mean, it was all, she explained to me that it was all tiny amounts, but except for the muscle, the 1+ pound of muscle. But the fat was, negligible. She said, but it was in the wrong direction. My fat percentage went from 15.8 to 16%. And so she said that just shows her that I'm not fueling properly, and I'm not most likely recovering properly from the longer runs that I'm doing. When I do the official runs, definitely, especially back to back, those longer runs. So I got to get it together. With me being down another 4 pounds, I'm just praying it's not 4 pounds of muscle. Because like I said, this past week, I mean, that scared me to know that I could lose muscle that quickly. And so I'm, back increasing my protein, and I'm also making sure that I'm getting in my strength training, because I was kind of falling off of the strength training. I think I was doing it once or twice a week. Excuse me. I know I wasn't doing it 3 times a week for sure, but I think I was getting it in at least twice a week. I really can't remember, honestly. The other thing I wanted to confess, one of the girls posted on Instagram, and I told her, she posted that she had an injury, a sports injury, and that she was taking ibuprofen, and she didn't want any lectures because she knew that it was wrong, but it was what relieved her. And so I shared with her that I had some injuries as well due to running, especially over the course of the Christmas break, after I sprained my groin, and I had the groin strain. And so I started taking ibuprofen, and I was taking it pretty regularly. I haven't taken it as much now, but I did take it last week at the start of my long run. And I usually will take it at the start of a long run. Anytime I do a long run, I will take ibuprofen. So I confessed, I don't do everything by the book by any means, y'all. And I've always told y'all that I am not perfect. I do try to practice perfection, but I'm by no means perfect. I screw up, basically, to say it lightly or whatever. I do. I mess up too. And so it's stuff that I have to make sure that everybody is aware of, that I'm not perfect in what I'm doing, and my success hasn't come from being perfect. It's just come from being consistent for the most part. So that's what will do it. As far as the depression is concerned, I did go to my primary care, and I just cried the entire visit. I looked a hot mess. She says, before you leave, get yourself together, take some time, get yourself together. And she had a mirror in there. I looked in the mirror. I was like, oh my gosh, I look crazy. But she explained to me that she felt like, I told her that I felt like I needed an antidepressant or some type of anxiety medication or something to help me, because I was struggling. And so, and not was struggling, I am struggling. And so she told me that she felt at this point that, she says she feels like medication would cover up the issue. She asked me if I was going to my therapist, how often, and I told her with that therapist I was only going once a month, because of the fact that I paid for her out of my pocket, and I couldn't afford to go more than once a month. So with the insurance that I have, she referred me to a counseling service, as well as she's referring me to a actual psychiatrist, because what she would like for him to do, or her to do, for that doctor to do, is to see what's going on with me and then prescribe a medication based on his expertise. And so I appreciated that about her. That's one of the things that I love about Dr. Halpine, about my physician, is because she doesn't just willy-nilly just start prescribing all kinds of stuff. If she doesn't know about it, or if she hasn't done any research about it, or if she knows someone who is a specialist and knows more information about it and who can properly diagnose it, then she will refer out, and I appreciate that. But she also is one who will investigate everything fully first, and because she's been my primary care for the last year or two, then she understands what's going on with this whole situation. And so that's what she does, is try to resolve and figure out everything before she refers you, and then she refers you appropriately. So I appreciate that about her. She also is referring me to a different plastic surgeon just for one more opinion as far as how to revise the scars and remove the tissue, so that I'm not left with just, I don't know, like just regular, I guess, mastectomy type scars or what have you. So she's gonna do that, and then we'll move on from there. What else? The one counseling service that she referred me to, I am now a little leery about continuing with them. They scheduled the lady called me and scheduled the appointment for like 1:30 on Monday. And so, well, she asked me what would be a good time. And I said, well, we could do it Monday. And I said, well, let me look at my calendar. And I said, oh, I have a doctor appointment with Dr. Riley earlier that day. So why don't we make it for 1:30? So made it for 1:30. She told me that this was Thursday of the week previous. She told me that she was going to call me to remind me, since that was several days in between there. Which really wasn't, much. It was just from Thursday to that Monday. And she would call me and remind me, so that she would, we could understand that everything was still a go. Well, she never called me, and I just assumed, okay, she understands that it's just Monday. It's from Thursday to Monday. I really don't need that many reminders. I will remember that it's Monday at 1:30. The other thing is that she'd come to my house. And so that was different for me, and I wasn't real keen on that, but I was okay. So I was there at 1:30, and the lady never showed up. She never showed up, and at 8:40 that night, I get a call, and it's her saying that she had another appointment that went over, and since I had a appointment previous to the one we scheduled, she figured that it was okay to not show up and to not call about this appointment. Now, mind you guys, I don't know. I'm on state aid. The Medicare, I think is what it's called. Not or Medicaid. Maybe it's called Medicaid. And so I think that, I don't know if they're, I don't want to downplay anybody, and I don't want to downplay any particular set of people. But I do know from working with individuals who are in under-resourced areas, or who are under-resourced and who have services like Medicare, SNAP benefits, TANF, welfare, that they typically lack transportation, so you would have to come to them. They lack transportation, or especially here in Tulsa, they lack sufficient transportation to get from place to place, because if you're on a city bus here, you're going to be on the city bus for 2 or 3 hours trying to get to where you're going to get to. So it's just, it makes sense for them to want to come to those type of patients. So But and it makes sense probably to remind them, hey, you got this appointment, are you going to be there, just in case they forget, because we've had to do that when I was in education, and we had to do that a lot, remind parents and see if they had transportation and give transportation vouchers and bus tokens and things like that. But that's not me. You know, I'm a highly educated woman, and it's just I am dealing with these things because of this situational issue. So anyway, she didn't show up, didn't call. At 8:40 that night, she called and basically said, you know, sorry, didn't show up, and let's reschedule. And I was on the phone at the time, and I just basically told her, I'm on the phone at this time, can I call you back? She said yes. Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to call her back anyway, but I accidentally deleted all my numbers. I went to my missed numbers, and I was going to delete my missed numbers, but when I pushed clear all, it cleared all the phone numbers. So I don't even have her phone number to call her back. So anyway, I called and left a message with the doctor today to, you know, let her know what happened. So we'll see from there what happens. The other thing that, I didn't know if this video was going to be so long, but anyway, I didn't want it to be so long, but I'm almost finished anyway. The other thing that I wanted to say was I did go to my therapist as well, and she thinks medication is definitely going to be a good idea. She sees that, you know, the depression is way worse than what it was. She also said that she asked me if I was just point blank, just asked me if I was suicidal. And I shared with her the same thing I shared with you guys. And she said, okay. I'm just making it through day to day. I'm going to make it through. I appreciate all of y'all's comments. I did go back through and read the majority of the comments from the last 3 weeks. I didn't read them on the last video though, but I'll go back and read those. And then some of the older videos, I have comments that I still need to catch up on those just from the past few weeks too. So I so appreciate all of y'all's prayers, your encouragement, the word that you gave. And I wish I would have written your name down, but I can't remember your name. But you had a comment I commented on last night, because I read all of them last night. You said that I was not alone, that you felt like this sometimes, and that your faith even wavered sometimes when you were in these moments. And so that's where I am right now. Somebody asked me, was I a Christian the other day? And I said that I didn't say I was a Christian. I'm a Christian. But what I said was that my relationship with God right now is transforming. It's in transition. Because I'm trying to get my head together and my thoughts together about where I am in God's favor. So that's where I am with that. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to mention is, you know, I still have those issues with my stomach, you know, and that's, you know, one of the things, you know, I'm thinking about as far as the surgery is concerned, and I'm still looking at that. I haven't put any more thought in it, but I appreciate all of those. I did kind of skim through those comments where you guys were talking about the different places that you've gone as far as surgery is concerned. And so I appreciate all those, and I'm going to look through all those. I looked through some of them, some that sent me some on Instagram. Tammy sent me some on Instagram, and then I have a friend who sent me, she sent me a text message. And so I've looked at those readily. And but some of the other ones that you guys have mentioned, I'm going to go back through and look at those. And I even had a couple comments that said, no, do not go to Mexico. That is not the place you want to go. And I'm taking that into consideration too. One of my friends that just had a tummy tuck done in January, she was telling me the same thing. Don't go to Mexico. She went to Florida. And she says it's pretty inexpensive there, and they do great work. And so I saw that mentioned as well. My girl Keisha mentioned that about Miami. So I'm looking into that. But anyway, the rash medication, well, she gave me steroid initially, and I've been using that for the last 6 months, and it was really breaking down my skin. And so when I would get irritated again, it would really come back really, really bad. And so what she gave me to try this time around was Eucrisa. And so I'm trying Eucrisa, and I've only had it for the last 3 days. And I'm working with that to see how it works. It's really a medication for eczema and for psoriasis, but she wants me to give it a try, and so I'm definitely going to give it a try, especially right now when I'm having issues and I know that I can't get anywhere to pay. Now, some of you, I did read some comments you talked about like credit care, things like that, where you can get the medication, or not medication, sorry, the surgeries or whatever, doctor's visit, whatever medical care, you can get that and pay on it. Well, I'm still paying on my weight loss surgery. I didn't go through insurance. My insurance did not cover it at the time. And so my weight loss surgery cost me about $16,000. And so I'm actually still paying on that. And so, and I'm paying on it with a very limited income. Sorry, got a text. I'm paying on it with a very limited income, so I cannot afford to take on anything else. No, I can't afford to take on anything else at this time that's going to be a large payment. So I need to find something where I can save bits and pieces here and there and be able to just outright kind of do it, or either pay much less than what I'm paying on this the weight loss surgery that I had, because right now I'm paying, I've got two more years to pay for that. So that's kind of where I am as far as that's concerned. So anyway, I've gone on so long. These videos end up being so long, and I don't mean for them to be, but I guess it was more information than what I thought. I'm like, this little piece of paper, a little bit of stuff right here, and now the video is 22 minutes, 23 minutes. So anyway, y'all keep praying for me. I love y'all, and I will keep praying for you. Okay, peace out, babies. Mwah.